What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ace Metaphor, and I know it's been a while. I know y'all like, where Ace been? He been neglecting us. Don't worry about it. I'm back. If you were listening to this on my audio channels, the Ace Metaphor Experience on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, man, I'm sorry I took a leave of absence. I've been working on my book. You know what I'm saying? And that take a lot of work. But I got an important topic. I got Instagram on here. Instagram, if you want to come live with me and ask me questions directly, okay, go to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be posting a link where people can come live and ask me questions directly. But I want to talk about this, something that's super serious. Why is it so hard to leave toxic relationships? You know, those relationships where you are giving, and you rarely get things back. Those relationships where you are loyal, you are filled with loving that person, and that person becomes part of your purpose, but you get the scraps of theirs. It's almost as if you are expected to be for them exclusively, while they only give you pieces of them, pieces of a promise that is broken. Someone said that they were going to love you for a lifetime, but they ain't even married you yet. You know, they are getting all the goodness of a wife, and they are still a boyfriend half the time. This person is narcissistic. This person is toxic. This person is self-absorbed, egocentric, and all about themselves. But you can't help but to stay. You have tried over and over and over to get the courage, the self-confidence, and esteem to leave this person, but you haven't yet. And every time you try, you don't. Sometimes you get to the point where you almost giving up, right? You're gotten to that point where you like, you know what? This is just what I need to accept. And so today we're going to break down why it's so hard to leave people that are not right for us. And it's a multitude of reasons, but we're going to talk about a few of them. All right. Listen, you know what? Let's cut to the chase. You know what I mean? No more fluffers. Let's cut to the chase. Part of the reason it's so difficult to leave somebody that's toxic is that's the goal. The goal when they were with you was to erode at your self-confidence and esteem. It was to gaslight you. It was to get you physically, mentally, or emotionally dependent on them. So now you don't have the power of will. When somebody take your willpower away, how can you roll off to another person? How can you roll off back to your purpose and your grind and what you need to do for yourself when somebody has eroded your power of will? This is why someone is eroding. This is why someone is derogatory towards you. Remember when you was in that relationship and somebody told you, that person that's supposed to care about you told you that who else is going to love you but me? Where you going to go? Ain't nobody else going to want you. This is why they keep compliments from you. This is why they keep you from getting compliments from other people. This is why they spoon feed you affirmations every now and again, spoon feed you awards for doing all the good things toward them. And every now and again, they acknowledge it, but not too much, because I don't want you feeling that good about yourself. When you feel good about yourself and you know what you are worth, then now my value diminishes. Now you can open your eyes and see that I am taken away from that. This person has strategically done this. All right. It's strategic. And what I want you to understand is, I understand that at this point, you got to rebuild your character. You got to rebuild your self-confidence. You got to rebuild your self-esteem, and it's not going to happen overnight. Yes, we are all grown people. We understand. Let's talk about it. We understand that in the beginning, we had a choice to date this person and we chose wrong. Or we were deceived, one of the two. At some point, you've seen the cards in his hand and you believed that they said something different. You've seen that he was a joker, but you wanted him to be a king so much you believed he was. You gave him chance after chance because that's what good people do. You saw the best in him. And right now, you are regretting that decision. So I'm not sitting up here and saying that all the fault is his. All the blame is his. Because you and I both know there was key moments inside this relationship where you knew he didn't have what you needed. You knew that he was a fuckboy. You knew that he was toxic. You knew that he was an abuser. You knew he was average and you wanted somebody extraordinary. You knew at some point. You knew. But we grown. We know that. So for everybody saying that portion of it, the naysayers, we can all admit that there are some things in the past we could have done differently to avoid the outcome we are in right now. Right now, you are struggling in a toxic relationship with someone that can't give you what you need. That can't appreciate you. Is neglecting you in certain type of ways. Will never turn into that potential you hope he becomes. And let me tell you something. Sometimes potential is the reason you stand in these toxic relationships. Let's talk about it. You ain't in love with his reality. You in love with what you hope he will become. And it ain't even true potential. True potential is probability. If you in the third year of a bachelor's degree and you have passed every class, potentially you will be a college graduate. We know you got great potential of being that because the evidence shows that if you continue on this trajectory, you're going to get there. Sometimes we stay in relationships based off of false potential because we hope something. Sometimes you think because you want to will something in existence that if you believe this man or woman would change hard enough, you can will this new person into existence without any tangible evidence that shows the likelihood of that happening. Sometimes you are staying in this relationship based off of potential and hope because that's all you have to grab onto. All you got is hope. All you got is hope because you ain't got no real tangible things. You ain't got things right now to grab a hold on and say, I'm with this man because he is doing this currently. A lot of y'all are in love with the future or the past ghost of this relationship. You are still hanging on to things this man did 2 or 3 years ago. Vice versa for men and women. You are hanging on to the ghost of the relationship's past when this person was able to pretend to be something they're not. Here you are, you like, I've seen him. I know he can love me because he used to when he didn't have you. When he was wearing that mask in the beginning. When he's trying to convince you that he wasn't a narcissist, because that's what narcissists do. No one's going to show you their true selves in the beginning. Of course. Of course, everything is going to be perfect then. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it when I'm dating you and I'm trying to show you the best parts of me? And you hang on to that, don't you? You hang on what the relationship used to be, not what the relationship currently is. Let me repeat that. You hang on to what the relationship used to be and not what the relationship currently is. That's another reason we stay in these relationships. All right? Because of potential or hope. And I call it false potential, false hope. Hey, listen, first of all, everybody, if you hope in a man to change, you can use your help. You can use your hope for better things. Like real talk, I hope we can end world hunger. I hope police brutality comes to an end. I hope the Lakers win the championship. Okay? I hope that. But I will be damned if I'm hoping a woman would get her act together so we can be together. I'm going to use my hope for better things than that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, for us to be in a relationship, I need tangible things that are happening currently. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. But potential, false potential, not actual potential. Before I move on, let's talk about actual potential, true potential. True potential is probable. If you are with someone and they are showing signs of change, growth, consistently, they're better than they were a year ago, and they're going to be better than how they are a year from now. And you can see that things are headed in a positive direction over a course of time. That's different. But your relationship ain't like that. Your relationship is the opposite. The trajectory of your relationship is going down. Okay. It started off good. Then it went to average. Now it's abusive. Now it's toxic. Now it's apathy. That's how the trajectory is going this way. Okay. That's the opposite of what God wants. Don't God want you to go up? See, when a relationship is going toward God, up, You know, that's a good thing. Your relationship though going toward hell, right? It's going the opposite. It's going down. And so you are hoping that it has a 180 flip instead of continuing the path that it's on. And this is how you know it's time for you to leave. And so this is how you can leave a toxic relationship. So let's recap what we got so far. First thing is this. Understand that there is things you could have did in the past to avoid this. And don't beat yourself up with it. We are all adults. We all played a hand in this in the situations we are in right now. Take some accountability, but don't beat yourself up over it. Recognize it so you can learn from it next time. But you're here now, so it doesn't really matter why. Okay. So realize that whatever happened in the past doesn't have to define you today. And the decisions you make going forward can be completely different than the decisions you've always done. So if you were one of those women or men struggling with leaving a toxic relationship in the past, that has nothing to do with your today. Today, you can make a decision to be stronger mentally, tougher. You can be more disciplined with your decisions. You can say, although I may love this person, I can't be with that person. You can make the decision today. And you don't have to do it by yourself. And we'll talk about that later. Number 2, realize that the evaluation of the relationship can't always be off of what it was 2 years ago. At some point, your loyalty has an expiration date. Just because this person used to do things for you don't mean you can continue to ride on that. I need you to continue to do things for me. All right. And then a lot of times what we hold on to from the good old days of our relationship is when it was fueled by infatuation and lust. You were infatuated by this man. You lusted for this man, and he was infatuated and lusted towards you. And when that infatuation and that lust wears off, if you ain't got concrete love to replace it, you will struggle in relationships. Men are motivated, very, very motivated in the beginning. They haven't had sex with you yet. They haven't got you to commit to being exclusive. And so there's a motivation to hide and not become hide who they truly are, show you their best self so they can get what they want from you. After they have gotten you, the motivation for people without pure intentions leave. They leave. And then it gets replaced by convenience. Honestly, if that man that was with you took an honest look in the mirror, they would say, I don't really want to be here either. Because if I wanted to be here truly, would I be treating her like shit? And the answer to that is hell no. Okay. Second, so we talked about the past, not letting blind loyalty keep you in relationships. Because honestly, that's what a lot of times happen. We be blindly loyal to people that don't deserve our loyalty. All right. And then secondly, not letting false potential of this relationship getting better when it doesn't show any evidence that it will. Actually, the trajectory is going down. Not letting that keep you staying there. Hope is a powerful ass drug. Hope is a drug, yo. First of all, hope is a godly quality, right? Faith. Matter of fact, not even hope, faith. The Bible talks about faith, not hope. Hope is just an intense feeling. Like it's an intense feeling. It's a desire we have for something to happen. Faith, on the other hand, is the trust that something will happen. A strong belief that something will happen. Of things that, things will trust and belief goes into faith. You have faith in God because you trust him. Let me repeat that one. I got to look Instagram in the face, YouTube. Listen, you have trust in God. That's why it's easier for you to have faith in him. Your faith in God is shaken when your trust in him leaves, right? A key portion of faith is trust, right? Hope is faith without trust. That's why you say, I hope it's going to happen, because there's no tangible things or belief that you can trust in so hard to believe it will happen. Think about when you use the word hope. You use it in bleak situations that you probably can't control. Man, I hope everything get better. And the reason you're using hope is because your eyes can't see that it will. And there's no trust that it will. Okay. So, first of all, let's just remember hope, that ain't really biblical. Faith is, and faith requires trust. And you ain't got no faith in no man that you can't trust. Correct? You can't trust him or her, vice versa. But let's talk about it. You can't trust him. So how can you have faith that things are going to get better? You ain't got no trust. There's no trust in this relationship. In order to have faith, you have to have trust. Trust comes from evidence. You seeing things past and you knowing and you believing someone is going to be this, and that, and the third. You ain't got none of that. And y'all, if my dog bark, it's because the UPS man out there. So if you listening to me, you might hear him bark. You know, my dog be barking a lot. So what I'm saying is, listen, if you got to rely on hope in your relationship, it's in trouble. It's in trouble. I wish I could I wish I could just look you right in your face, right? And shake the hope out of you and that man. Like, hope. Is them shoes? Hold on, y'all. Them look like shoes. Is them shoes? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Stay right there. My dog about to bark anyway, so he look like he got some shoes. I love shoes. I get shoes delivered often. Did he not bark? He must be really good sleep. He might not bark, y'all. Are we good? Oh yeah, we good. All right. So here's my point. In order to leave these toxic relationships, we have to kill the hope. We shouldn't be using hope to stay in relationships anyway. We should use tangible actions, things that we can tangibly see to suggest that the likelihood of these things improving will. But you don't have that. You actually have the opposite. The opposite is saying it's likely that it's going to continue to get worse. Moving forward from this point, and I talked about this on my Facebook Live, and I want to bring this home. Fear is a major reason we stay in relationships. We fear, you know what I'm saying? We fear change. We fear the possibility of not finding someone better. We fear the lonely nights and the hurt that we're going to endure, ripping ourselves away from someone that we've bonded with for so long. We fear the guilt of breaking up the family and it being our fault. You know, we fear those things. Fear is a big reason. I say this and I mean this. It's a quote out there that says, fear is stronger than love. Fear is stronger than love. And it's so applicable when we are talking about these relationships. It's super, super applicable. Let me tell you why it's applicable. Because the love you have for that man isn't the reason you're staying. The fear of leaving him is the reason you're staying. You know? I want you to marinate on that. The fear of, can you find another person? Especially after this person has convinced you that this treatment is all you deserve. They've convinced you that no one else is going to want you. You're now 10 years in this relationship, 2 kids in, your body ain't the same. You're 30 pounds heavier. You got stretch marks. I appreciate stretch marks, ladies. I know that means you probably had some kids, but these are all very real things for women. You're like, I'm no longer 22 anymore. Now I'm 36. I'm 3 kids in. I'm 40 pounds heavier than I was. I'm no longer young in a sense, like early 20s. Who gonna want me? And the fear of no one wanting you keeps you in a relationship where this man, even though he's treating you bad, even though he's disrespectful, neglectful, toxic, at least he's your man. And that's what you reason in your head. At least he wants you enough to stay in a relationship. And you reason, you look and you say, I'm scared that if I leave, no one else is going to want me. This is a very real feeling for certain women. It really is. And I want you to understand this point before I move forward. Listen, as a man, it's hard for me to marginalize how you feel there. Because as a man, we're judged off of quote unquote how we look, but not as much. We're not pressured to be a size this or a size that as much as women. And I know how childbirth and having children and being a mom and not having enough time to really go work out in the gym and you really focused on this, that, and other. I know how that can take a toll on your body as well as age. Y'all, I'm getting wrinkles too. I'm 32 and I'm already getting the motherfuckers right here, right? The motherfuckers right here. Pounds stick on me a little bit more. And I know how that is. I know how difficult it is. You used to be 22, titties was perky. Motherfuckers was just sitting there like, you feel me? You get a little older, have some kids, you done breastfed a couple times. They ain't where they used to be. And you start thinking about all this. Subconsciously, you're like, if the best I could do when I was young was him, what makes me think I can do better now? And I need you to fight that. I need you to fight that. That fear of not being able to do better. Who is going to want me? That fear is what keeps you there. It keeps you there. And like I said, I'm not gonna minimize how you feel. And I know you got a lot of people on the internet talking about guys are visual creatures. That's all they care. Listen to me. This is me talking from my past, y'all. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about my past. Listen, ladies, only people be care about them little stretch marks is you. I done been with a lot of ladies in my life, but I ain't never, ever. And I'm just saying, this is just me. I can't speak for every man. So I want to put this out there. I can't speak for every man, but I have never, ever said I'm not going to have sex with this woman because she took her shirt off and she has some stretch marks. I've never said that. I have never, ever in my life. Like, yeah, I understand, you have some kids. I'm personally not tripping about that. I've never said, oh, her boobs ain't the perkiest. Like, I just never in my head. And this is what I would say, ladies, as long as you get into your optimum, your best version of yourself. None of us have a time machine. We can't go back. Can't go back to being 22. You know what I'm saying? You can't go back to being 24. But are you the best version of yourself? No, you can't get rid of those stretch marks. Maybe there's a way. I don't know. I'm not a lady. I'm telling you, guys don't care that much about them. I've never heard a guy, and listen, I'm around a lot of guys that get a lot of girls. I've never heard a guy saying, man, I would talk to her, but she got these stretch marks, dog. I don't even think I can fuck with her. I ain't never heard a man say that. I really do think, we're the hardest critics on ourselves. You're like, okay, I don't feel confident. I'm a little overweight. Man, I done been with girls all shapes and sizes. It don't really, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make a difference to me. And I know that there's a lot of men out there that's like that. A lot of men like them thick. A lot of men like them thick. Then it's like, well, I got kids who gonna want me. Listen, as a 32-year-old man, everybody got kids. I ain't got kids, but everybody now got kids. Like, it's something, You know, it's something that like if you're dating in your 30s, there's a possibility that that person you're dating might have a kid or two. I'm just saying, I think ladies, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to, I know I have male privilege, and I'm not trying to marginalize how you feel, but I'm just saying that there are other guys like me that a stretch mark ain't gonna make a difference. Your boobs been a little not as perky as they once was when you was 20. I mean, that ain't gonna make a difference. How that ass look though? The ass all right. But I'm just I'm playing. But my point is to curb your fear, you have to do something about it. So the first fear we talked about was looks. Um, and that stems from your confidence. If you're not at your optimum level self, your confidence is low. I want you to get back in the gym. Start working out. Start getting your sweat on. You know what I'm saying? Go get your sweat on. Start doing them motherfucking squats. You want that motherfucker doing the motherfucking up and down, motherfucker, hit them motherfucking squats, hit them lunges, get that motherfucker sitting right. You know what I'm saying? All right, ladies, maybe hit the treadmill, the Stairmaster. Hey, and I know y'all like, hey, man, why you always telling us to work out? I work out 6 days a week. So listen, it ain't like I'm fat and out of shape and slobby and I eat everything and I'm telling you to work out. I practice what I preach there, ladies. I'm telling you, even as a man, my confidence is higher when I'm in shape. My days are better when I go work out first thing in the morning. I'm more productive. You know what I'm saying? When I do cardio, you know what I'm saying? When I'm not eating horribly, like I feel more energy. And I'm feeding my brain proper nutrition. And I think people underestimate that. You underestimate the self-esteem boost you get for working out regularly, eating good. I'm telling you. And listen, I'm going to say this. You may never be a size 0. Some of us, I'm 220 pounds. I'm not going to be 160 pounds. The average man, my height is 160 pounds. I'm never going to be 160 pounds unless I'm sick. You're going to look at me and be like, you're sick. Something happened. Like something's wrong with Ace. I'm never going to be that size. You could never, some of you guys would probably never be a size 0, a size 1. That's not your body mass. It's not your composition. It's not in your genetics. But I'll ask you, are you in the best shape of your life? Relative to where you at in life? Are you where you could be? You know what I'm saying? Where you should be. But this extends outside of just the physicalness. This is mentally. Are you educating yourself? Are you as sharp as you've ever been? Emotionally, are you in control of your emotions? Are you the best you could be with controlling your emotions, controlling what you feed your energy into and what you don't? Become the best version of yourself. And I'm telling you, your confidence will explode. And when you have that confidence, you can face those fears. When you have the confidence that I'm the shit, now you're not worried about if you can find another man because you know you can. Okay. So I want you guys to work on that. But let's talk about fear in another way. And I think this is not only are we are fearful leaving a toxic relationship because again, let's be real. When you in those damn relationships, all you do is sit around and eat. Let's be honest. That's all you do. That's all you do. Cause it's like for real, that's all you do is sit around and eat. Shit. But so getting in shape, I'm telling you, you do that, boy, your confidence will skyrocket. But also, it's about mentally. The trust you put in him, I want you to put in yourself. I want you to start trusting you again and getting confidence in your decision making. Think about it. You've been in this relationship, especially women towards men, right? Women towards men. You've been in this relationship for quite some time where you haven't really made decisions, meaningful ones, in a while, independently of this man. And so a lot of times, if you have, You've been chastised for it. So there's a lack of confidence in your decision making. And you looking at a motherfucker that is, living proof that maybe one of your decisions wasn't the best decision. Like when you're in a toxic relationship, you looking at his ass like, I made a horrible decision here. And so the confidence in your decision making sometimes it wanes, And this is why it's important for you guys to start making small decisions for yourself and seeing the ball go through the hoop. When I play basketball, sometimes, you shoot 3-pointers. 3-pointers are when you behind that line and you shoot it far and it go in the basket. Sometimes you just ain't hitting. And you got to do some layups. Layups is when you're super close and you lay the ball in. And mentally, you start to see the ball going in. So it gives you confidence to shoot a little farther away and farther away. Right now, what I encourage you to do if you're in a toxic relationship, start making some decisions for yourself and see the rewards of it. See how those decisions start to benefit you and the results of it. They can be small ones at first. Excuse me. They can be small ones at first. Then you get the confidence to make bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. And then at some point, you have the trust in your decision making enough to make the decision to leave the relationship and not doubt whether this is the wrong decision. Another portion of fear is harm. And let's be real with it. Harm. I see a comment. I'm going to address it real quick. These men out here are broken and lack confidence. And y'all dating some of them. Y'all dating some of them. What'd that say about you? No, I want you to seriously answer this. This man is all these things you say he is, but you still with him. What'd that say about you? I get it. We come to this page. I get it. You guys come to this page as a safe space. And for the most part, I try to keep it there. But part of being a safe space is also being an honest space. I see so much these comments about men. Men are this, men lack confidence. First of all, I'm talking about you right now and what you can do to leave these type of men. I think it's obvious. We've already pointed out that this is not a man you need to be with. But the constant pointing fingers at it keeps you inactive. You want to focus so much about what he's not doing right or wrong, or what he's not doing right and what he's doing wrong, that you still there. You still there. And like, have you ever met somebody that you feel only comes to this place to complain every time? Like you only go, this restaurant ain't popping, but you still go and you go for the sport of complaining about how it's not popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, man, this service is horrible, bro. I ain't never coming back. And then you back 2 weeks later saying the same shit. And then you be like, why you keep coming if you don't like the fucking food? Some people just like to fucking complain. My point is, ladies, I love you guys. I really do love you. But you've been complaining about this man for about 2 years now. Okay? Really, 2 years. You've been in my inbox 2 years about the same dude. And my point is, I don't doubt what you are saying because ultimately I know you just want to be believed. You want someone to believe you. Listen, boo, I believe you. He is all the things you said he was. I believe you. He ain't shit. I believe you. And you in my inbox because you done told other people and they don't believe you. Boo, I believe you. I do. But I also want you to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the mode of continue to talk about things without solutions. So what are you going to do about this? This man isn't giving you what you need. Okay. This man is a narcissist. Okay. I'm not going to fight you there. This man is unconsiderate. He's a cheater. He's an abuser. Okay. I ain't going to fight you. Cool. All right. So what the fuck we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? And I'm saying this for real, because it becomes a weird flex. Let me tell you how it becomes a weird flex. It's a weird flex because you think that it elicits you people that do that, you want to elicit sympathy. And I understand that. You want me to feel bad for you. And I do. And I think anyone that hears your story will. We all do. But we can't do what you're doing. What you're doing is ignoring the elephant in the room. And the first thing I think of when you tell me the story is the elephant. The elephant is beyond extreme abusive situations, you could leave. That's the elephant. Like, I'd be like, so why are you still there though? And so this is why we're doing this podcast session. It isn't to continue to talk shit about men that we know if you're telling us it's horrible, we believe you. But now it's like, let's move forward from that and address the elephant in the room as to why you're still staying. And I'm going to talk about this. And I'm going to make this brief because I don't want to come across as victim blaming in 2021 and y'all cancel my ass. I don't want to be canceled. I got a house to pay for. Don't cancel me. I got a house. I got people that depend on me. I don't want to be canceled. So I don't want to come across as victim blaming, but I'm going to talk about it. Yo. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. It is what it is. Hey, yo. Why you want me to care more about your problem than you do? Why you want all your friends and everybody to keep caring more about your problem than you do? You tell everybody the same shit and everybody give you the same motherfucking advice. Leave. And shit, some people even give you tangible ways to do it. Boo, you need to see a therapist. Hey, if you need an escape plan, you need a place to stay, I got you. But you keep crying wolf on everybody. And then now you desensitize people. It's like you keep telling us how shitty this guy is. The first time we heard it, we was like, oh yeah, let's do something about it. I got you. You need me to put sugar in his tank? Let's go. Let's go. We hyped the first time, right? It's like when the first time the boy cried wolf, the whole town came with their pitchforks and everything. Let's get this motherfucking wolf, right? Everybody was hyped. We get the motherfucking wolf. And then, by time 30, we up just listening to you now. Because at this point, we have figured out you ain't going no motherfucking where. But listen, you done did this with your girlfriends. You know your girlfriends just listen to you talk about it now. Here you go calling her. She pick up the phone. It's like, bring. She like, oh, yeah, it's Keisha. Okay, hold on. What up, Keisha? And then here go you. And she like, Keisha, what's wrong? She like, it's Jamal, ain't it? And she already know. Like, at this point, no one. So my point is saying this is this. It's not that we don't believe you. We do. When you're telling us about your problems, we believe you. But you are going to your strong friend with these problems. And your strong friend can't relate to hearing you say the same motherfucking story 20 times over and over again, just on a different day. Same circumstances, same bullshit relationship problems. And that your strong friend is like, yo, I tried to help you 10 times, 10 incidents ago, 5 incidents ago. And every time I give you advice, you listen and then you don't do anything about it. So my point here is, I hear you guys talk about men so much that I'm desensitized from it. Not specifically with you. If you tell me about your problems, I'm gonna be empathetic for it. But best believe by the time you get in my inbox about your problems, you done already told 7 people about it. So what I want us to do is not be paralyzed, not be so interested in being a victim here that we forget that we don't have to stay one. Unless it's extreme situations. Now, I want y'all to understand that. Now, if you in an extreme situation where you actually fear for your life, more care and consideration has to be given to actually leaving. Because if you think about it, in those domestic violence situations, they are the most dangerous point is when you decide to try to leave. That's the most dangerous point. When you decide to leave is when some stuff may or may not happen. All right. So, but I want to move on back to our tangible stuff. I just had to address that because I was looking on Instagram. I seen a few comments about it. Lastly, no. Before I move back to our points, someone has said we get, and I see the comment. It was more of a positive comment, but I want to talk about it. It's hard. It's yes. Everything I'm telling you to do will be hard. It will be easier said than done. I ain't got no get rich quick schemes. I ain't got no get healed quick schemes either. I ain't got it. Like if you guys came to me asking me how to make money, I'll tell you. Listen, let me tell y'all this, right? I want to use this for the frame of reference. I'm financially good, and everyone around me knows it. Every single person. And I am not stingy with my knowledge. Everyone around me noticed that I'm financially good, and everyone has came and asked me how they can be financially good. And I tell them, and no one follows the directions. You know why? Because they want me to tell them a secret that if they do it tomorrow, in a week, they'll be well off as well. But when I tell them, oh no, it's a process. It's a grind. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this, that, and the other. You got to risk some of your own money. You got to do this, blah, 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 blah. They're like, oh, that's hard. That's hard. And the desire to actually be well off isn't stronger than the desire to not do the work it takes to get there. And so that's why people stay in their situations. And that's in the financial tip. In relationships, it's the same way. Everyone wants a snap the finger result. You call me or you message me about your problems and this, that, and other. In the moment when it starts to sound too hard, you automatically shut off that advice. You're like, okay, this ain't the advice for me. That's too hard. Oh, that's too difficult. I ain't gonna do that. Listen. Some people go, what is it? What Dogecoin? What was the thing, the stock that's blowing up right now that a lot of people gonna end up losing money on? Dogecoin. Everybody want a Dogecoin or a Bitcoin bubble or a GameStop bubble in the stock market. Now, let me tell you something. Stocks are smart to have. Okay. Don't get me wrong. For people that are already financially well off, that don't have to take risks, they can do a mutual fund or some shit like that, right? That can get offered the stock or to invest in the company before the stock go public. Good idea. Most of us is gambling because we want to get rich real quick. For most of us. And that's how people take losses, right? Making money is hard. Takes years, dedication, sacrifice. But we live in a society where everybody want to be millionaires tomorrow. The same is true with your healing. Listen, the advice I give you is difficult to implement, but effective. And honestly, I don't know an easier way to do this. And to be honest, you don't either. You can't just flip the switch and be healed tomorrow. Is some therapy involved? It may be some restraining orders involved. It may be, some sleepless nights involved. It may be checking your motherfucking self and your emotions and being disciplined. It may be going back to your childhood and addressing those issues that you've overlooked. It may be asking yourself, why do I have attachment issues? Why do I fear losing someone so bad? But that to a lot of people is too hard. And so for people to ask me questions and then when I give you an answer, you say, but that's hard. My response is, so is everything else in life. And it really is. I mean, everything else in life is pretty hard. So I want to get back to the tangible things. Let's talk about what we talked about. We talked about a few things. We talked about realizing that we had some fault in it, but whatever, it is what it is. Just because we got in it don't mean we got to stay in it. We talked about not being blindly loyal based off of a 2 years ago, 3 years ago activity, and then not placing more hope in what could happen than what is happening. Be realistic about it, though. Sometimes there's a probability that that potential will pan out, a high probability. Those, it might be smarter, but most of us got not those situations. We have false hope. We are putting faith in a person we can't trust, which is an oxymoron. We talked about facing our fears. And this is the biggest one. And I said this on Facebook today. And I got 15 more minutes, y'all. I know I've been on here 45 minutes. I try to keep these to an hour. This is the thing. People will take the bullshit in the hand over the blessings in the bush. Again, that fear of not being able to do better or not being able to, like, think about it. You like, man, if I let this man go, there's a chance I may never find somebody. I mean, this is my baby daddy. And I get it. But sometimes you got to realize that what you're holding isn't what you want. And you'd rather not be holding anything than to be holding something you don't want. Because when you're holding that bullshit, you don't got room to catch blessings. I say this all the time, and I want you guys to understand this. Y'all heard it before. God don't bless no mess. Here you are with bullcrap all in your hand, and you're trying to pray that he blesses it. And God is like, you got to drop it first. Wash your hands clean, then I'll bless you. Because what happens when you get blessed when you got shitty hands? It's bullcrap all over your blessing. And then it ain't no blessing no more. So my point is, I understand why you don't want to give him up. Some of y'all are holding on to a relationship until you find someone better. Oh my God. That's most of y'all. That's most of everybody, right? That ain't just y'all. I'm talking about everybody. You're not going to leave this relationship until you find someone better. Ain't that what a lot of people do? You ain't leaving until you find somebody better. Woo-wee! Woo-wee! You like, bro, I ain't leaving until I find somebody better. Fuck out of here. And that has a host of different problems as well. I think I want to leave with the fourth thing being, the fourth reason is obviously familiarity and comfortability. You know, you're now desensitized off of from the things that this person is doing. The relationship isn't getting better. You're just learning how to tolerate this person more. I want to repeat that. The relationship in itself isn't getting better. You just have learned to tolerate this person more. So now, because you have this toleration, you don't have the motivation to move forward. Okay? One more time. Now, because you can tolerate the dysfunction more, you're no longer motivated to move forward. You, in a sense, become numb. Think about it like this. This is, can y'all see this? Okay, y'all can see it a little bit, Instagram. So check this out. And for the people that's listening, well, I'm going to illustrate it so you don't got to see the illustration per se. Hot stove, hand. Touch it. Hot. Very motivated to move my hand right then, right? Touch it. Hot, motivated to move my hand, right? Touch it again. Less hot. Why? Fingers numb. If you've ever met a chef that's been cooking for 20 or 30 years, they don't need gloves to move shit no more, right? Me and you, we need gloves, cooking gloves to move this pot from here to here. Do they? No. You know why? They ain't got feelings in their fingertips. They're calloused. They're numb. That person or that item is still as hot as it's always been. This is still hot. It's still scorching. My toleration of the heat, though, has changed. I'm more tolerant now because I'm so used to touching it. You're more tolerant to bullshit because you're so used to being in it. Yeah, you just real, you really just, woo, you really just, you just used to doing it. Somebody said flipping chickens with their bare hands. For real, hey, listen, you ever see grandma cooking? Like grandma. You be like, is it the diabetes? Because diabetes desensitizes you. You don't know what it is. Grandma, you can't just be touching shit with your hands like that. Hey, grandma. You be like, what's that smell? It's their fingers burning. Like, grandma, stop. But that's a big reason. And I'll say this. I and I want you guys to hear this. All right. Anyway, I had a thought. I ain't gonna say it. So you be thinking a relationship gets better, but it doesn't. You just get tolerant. And I want you to ask yourself, is he getting better? Is she getting better? Or am I getting better at tolerating the things they do? Better at ignoring the signs, better at not paying attention to the things that I'm unhappy about. And I want you guys to do that. So this is the part of the show. Listen, let me say this to y'all. I don't want to hear no bullshit. Like, I'm about to talk. I don't want to hear no bullshit, right? Because I already know what's going to happen. Listen. All right. So look, ever since something went down with another influencer in a relationship space, I have not said anything about my books or my products because I didn't even want no smoke. Because as soon as I mentioned something about the products, it took me a long time to create, and I put my heart and soul in it, and me selling it actually helps me pay for life. Somebody could be like, see, you just said all this shit to sell a book. So for the last 3 weeks, I'm like, man, I ain't even gonna say nothing about nothing right now. Okay. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing about no books. I ain't gonna put no link in the bio. I ain't doing nothing. Cause I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's hot. It's the block is motherfucking hot right now. The block is hot. The block is hot. Hot, hot, hot. The block is hot. The block is hot. Cause hold on. First of all, people been fucking shit up for me and I didn't even do shit. For the last 3 weeks, I couldn't even sell no motherfucking books. Like, for real, because the block was hot. As soon as I say something about books, what y'all gonna say? Whose name y'all gonna bring up? You can't even put that name on here because I blocked it from my lives. But I know what y'all about to say. There they go selling books again. See, Ace is up there trying to sell books. He lied to y'all, the pander, so he can sell his motherfucking books. But though. I wouldn't even go sell you no book. All right. So I wouldn't even go sell you no books. So hey, that's the first thing. Hold on. Let me make this code. I'm gonna make this code for you guys real quick though. Because if y'all listen to this point, y'all the real ones. So stay right here. YouTube, it'll work for you too. So I'm going to my Shopify right now and I'm gonna make a discount code. Now I don't want to hear shit from nobody. I done gave y'all a good hour of my time. So if I want to mention the card games I've worked extra hard for so that I can, pay rent this month, mortgage this month, then that's what I'm going to do. And if I got a problem with it, you can say it to my face. All right. So look, this one ain't that crazy though? You can't, the block is hot. I'm like, bro, I didn't even do shit. People up there. What's today? So look, it's 416. So this is what I'm gonna do for you guys. Percentage 416. All products. All right, look, everybody that's watching right now. Um, I ain't listen. All right. Anyway, I'm a transition, but yeah, okay. Before I transition, I want to say this. Listen, I sell products. Okay, so that's just how I make a living. Listen, YouTube don't pay me per views. Instagram don't pay me. Like, so when I do this, in order for me to continue to do this, enough people have to care enough to buy some items. Okay. Now, I will say I can go a long while without y'all buying it, so I don't need it. But one of the card game that I feel like goes really, really well with this conversation is my couples edition. And I know a lot of you guys aren't in relationships right now, so don't worry about it. I got the date night edition. I got all kind of shit. You can buy one of my books. The Don't Waste My Time books, the one Don't Waste My Time handbook will be the book that would go along with this message the most. So this is what I want y'all to do right now. And I don't give discounts. Everybody know I don't give discounts. So look, right now on Instagram, if you go to shopacemetaphor.com, use code 416 for 20% off. Somebody said, you a millionaire, you don't need my money. You right. You right. You are absolutely right. I want to stay one. What the fuck? Somebody's like, you a millionaire, you don't need my money. You right. But let me say this to you. Let me say this. I want everybody to understand this point. It's low-key messed up. Like, it's low-key messed up. And I said this before, and I want to end it on this point. It's low-key messed up that ever since the situation happened, people are going back and questioning people's motives. So, like, even though I didn't do anything, people were questioning my motives simply because I sell the products that I created and that I believe in. My card games, I believe in those card games, y'all. I believe in it tough, like tough. My books, I believe in my books. These are things I created. And like, I sell them because they're good. They're fun. Them card games, I done sold about 100,000 of those. And not just people that follow me, but they're good. They're helpful. If you're dating somebody, to have things that you need to talk about, to spark conversations. Conversations are the backbones of any intimate relationship. But I felt like super attacked over the last 3 weeks, for real, 4 weeks. And I'm like, it's a weird flex to me because one of the things people would say when I would, be selling stuff, they'd be like, see, there you go, making money off of Black women. And then I thought to myself, I said, first of all, who ain't making money off of Black women? Like, who ain't? For one, Black women is the backbone of the community. You know what I'm saying? If you have a Black woman's support, then you will be successful. But I want to ask y'all something. Where's this energy when Black men are making money off of objectifying and sexualizing Black women? Your favorite rapper in his video got a Black woman shaking their ass. Your favorite rapper is talking about light skin, dark skin between Black women. Where's that same energy? Them niggas really millionaires off of objectifying and really presenting stereotypes about Black people in general. It's almost a minstrel show when you turn on hip hop. All they talking about is drugs, sex, and hoes. But nobody got a problem with that. Nobody got a problem with it. Someone is selling Indian hair, and that they make a lot of money off of Black women too. No one has a problem with it. In your hood, a Korean person is doing your nails. Nobody have a problem with that either. But when a Black man says he wants to make his platform about uplifting Black women and want to also make a living doing that, it's a problem. Like, just look at that. I want you to really dissect that. If I was a black man calling you bitches and hoes, no one would care that I'm making money off of you. That's how far we have gone in society. If I was making a living calling a woman a bitch and a hoe and got girls shaking their ass all up in my videos, no one would have an issue. But them same niggas, they got a problem with me because I'm encouraging, uplifting, and giving tangible relationship advice. Oh, I sell a book is a problem. Ain't that crazy? I want y'all really to marinate off that. Like, I want you to marinate off of that. Just really wrap your head around that. I know y'all ain't thought about that in the last 3 or 4 weeks, but I want you to think about that. Whole time I'm like, anybody that said that to me was skeptical. I'm like, whole time I'm like, oh, but you ain't gonna say nothing about none of the rappers? You ain't gonna say nothing about all the drug dealers destroying our community? You're not gonna say nothing about all that? You ain't gonna say nothing about the deadbeat dads that ain't there for their kids? You ain't gonna say nothing about none of that shit? I'm the problem? Oh, okay. All right. Like, when I'm doing this, I'll tell you this. Doing this, you can tell who reads books and who don't. You can tell who educates themselves and who don't. You can tell who's productive members of society and who's trolls on the internet. But anyway, YouTube, I love you. I done gave y'all a fresh hour and a half. Well, hour. Instagram, y'all stay right there. YouTube, I love you. Talk to you later.